Okay, I'm hoping this time this will record. I just did it a minute ago and it just didn't start recording for some weird reason. Maybe it's because of what I was talking about. But anyway, I'll start again. Well, this is the first time as far as you're concerned. About 11 years ago, maybe, or 12 years ago, not sure really. I went to Wales with my mum. She was ill, so I used to go places with her. And she needed somebody to go with her because of her health. Anyway, one night we were there. She got tired early-ish, about 9 o'clock. So she went to go and have a sleep, get an early night. But I wasn't tired, so I just had a walk around, went on the beach, went to the arcade. Don't really know exactly how long I was walking around for and doing that, but after that it started to rain, and there was a storm coming in from the sea, and the waves were getting quite choppy as well. So I thought, I'd like to see it from the pier. So I went onto the pier, and it was quite impressive. You know, the wind had really picked up by now, and the waves were quite big. So anyway, I was looking out to sea, and then I happened to look at the Great Orme. Now, if you don't know what the Great Orme is, that's what's known as an isthmus, which is like a finger-shaped point of land that juts out into the sea. It actually looks a bit like a dragon. I think Orme means sea monster, something like that. I can't remember now. I'd have to look it up again. And there's a story about it actually scaring off some Vikings because they were going to invade, and they thought it was actually a sea monster, or whatever, or a dragon. So anyway, as I was looking around, I happened to look at the Great Orme, and I noticed that there's like a patch on it that does look a bit like an eye. And it was weird because there was something I noticed was some kind of film over it, almost like a hologram, and then it started to look like an eye. It was like it became like a reptilian eye, almost like the eye of Sauron from the Lord of the Rings, actually, just no flames. And it was looking around and then all of a sudden it's like it looked at me. I know what you're thinking. I don't do drugs, and I wasn't drinking that night. I very rarely drink anyway. I've never done drugs, so unless I was having some kind of mental breakdown, which I wasn't, this is what really happened. So he was looking at me, and I watched it for ages. Nothing else really happened. So I didn't get any kind of special message or anything like that. It was just this eye thing that was looking around. I've looked this up as well. I've never found anybody else who's ever said this. I don't know if it's happened to anybody else, but whatever, it happened to me. So after maybe 40 minutes at the most, nothing else was happening, and it did start to die down a bit as well. So I'll go back now and I'll have a sleep. So I went back, got in bed and everything, went to sleep, and then that night I had this really strange dream, and it was like, how can I describe it? Have you ever seen that film A Company of Wolves? Or The Fearless Vampire Killers? It's a similar thing. They're in a castle, and all the people are sort of dressed up in 18th century dresses, and the men are dressed up in military kind of stuff, with the Beatles on Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club, the album cover, kind of a bit like that. And there's all these people around, and they were all talking quietly in this dream. This part was a dream. And then I was in this room, and everything was white, and there was light coming from all around. I don't know where it was coming from, and it was if you imagine, not net curtains, I'm trying to think what you would call it, lace curtains or something like that. They weren't very thick, they didn't look. And then all of a sudden this man walked in, and everybody was wearing dark colours, but he was wearing a really red suit, and people were wearing masks, by the way, like a master ball, I forgot to mention that. But he was wearing a mask, and it looked like a dragon. And he said something I can't remember exactly what he said now. I should have written it down, but I didn't. It was something along the lines of, "I've been watching you." Something like that. And then I woke up. And I either woke up or the dream ended. I don't remember. I think I woke up. It was the next day or whatever. I forget. Somehow the dream ended anyway. However that was, I don't know. But this seems to be a recurring theme with this hologram thing over the eye, and then the picture changing. And then when I went to the ancient ram in the fireplace, and there was a mark on the back of the fireplace, and it turned into a face when I was looking at it. It didn't really pick up that much on the camera. I did try to film it. This seems to be happening to me a lot. I'm seeing things changing. It's like I've told the story about the stone dragon at Heaton Park turning, not dragon, sorry, lion turning its head. I don't understand why I'm seeing things like this. I don't go looking for it. I definitely wasn't looking for anything that night. I was just wanting to kill time, you know. Now there's going to be people who don't believe me. Well, I don't blame you for not believing me, because if somebody told me a story like this, I wouldn't believe them. That's the truth. I wouldn't. I'm not getting anything out of telling this story, you know, apart from probably ridicule, you know. But I don't care. Whatever, say what you want. That's what happened. I'll put some pictures on in a minute if I can do it. Anyway, if I can't do it, then it won't come up. But if I can, I'll put some pictures on after this video to kind of illustrate how the eye changed. If I can, I'll have to see if I can work out how to do it, because I'm not brilliant with, you know, putting slideshows together and stuff like that. But anyway, other than that, I might as well say it now, because I don't want to put another bit at the end. If you watch that and then at the end, and then if you want to tell me what you think about what I've just said, or if you have any opinions about what might be causing it or why it's happening, then let me know. And other than that, thanks for watching me. And if you want to give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up. And if you leave a comment, I'll definitely reply. But like I said, thanks for watching, and bye for now.